Hello, everybody. Here we are, Marty and Mike Ellis live. Chris is still under the weather. Mike said he would come on with me, and I'm really happy over that. We're going to try to stay under an hour, which is not really easy for especially two of us together. But I wanted to cover some stuff. If you want, read the ticker below. Um, the last year at least, I've been pushing it. So has Mike. Different areas. He's in one webinar and the other one, and people say, "Oh, you guys said the same thing." Well, we know the same thing is called the truth. But what I wanted to emphasize to everybody, and I know I've said this a lot, but I've talked about you have to be redundant in this business, especially because it's always moving and evolving. But what people need to do, and we brought this up last night, is you're always 100% right. I heard that a long time ago, and I said, what the freak does that mean? And if you believe you can, you can. And if you believe you can't, you won't. And a lot of people's limitations have nothing to do with what they're in or what they're around. It has to do with what's in between their ears. They've already put a limitation up before they even do it. I can see it in people's faces. I see it when you're talking and their eyes look and go, well, that's not me. That's bullcrap. It is you, and it can be you. Listen, back in the 70s, there was a show called Welcome Back, Kotter. There were sweat hogs in there. I was in that class, okay? So it's possible for anything. After I left school, I didn't like school. I was bored. But when I got out and I realized if you want something, you got to go after it. And I realized if they could do it, I could do it. Thank God I had that kind of drive. Now, did it take me longer and it was harder to do because I didn't have a college degree? Absolutely. But that didn't stop me. It was more of a challenge. Same thing with online marketing or anything you're doing. But I'm gonna sum all this up for you about Onpassive. In Onpassive, I'm gonna say this, and I mean it. I don't care who's watching, what people think. I don't speak for the company. I'm speaking for Marty Degarmo right now from my experience of what I see going on in Onpassive. No, I do not ask what's coming next, I don't do that with him. You can ask him. Now, here's what I believe. I believe that I cannot, and Mike cannot outdream what the possibilities are in the platform of Onpassive. I don't believe that is humanly possible. So why would you look out 20 feet ahead of you when you could get a telescope and look out light years ahead of you? My point is, grab it. Stop this fence. Stop this. That fence isn't real. There's no electric fence there. There's no wall there. It's in your head. You believe it, you can do it. And there's no way possible from what I've seen with this dream team that has put together in this crazy, marvelous maniac, Ashley Barra. I love the guy, but he's relentless and he dreams beyond. He's dreaming for 1 million people, and he built a business that will handle anything that your imagination can bring up. No joke. If you, somebody said to me, yeah, but I like this. I said, you could take that and do this in Onpassive and put a price to it and make money. There's nothing in Onpassive that can't take your passion and blow it off the chart. Okay, there's a lot of MLMs out there, right? There's a lot, no doubt. Some of the products are very good. The problem, the company that's wrapped around the product sucks because the system is rigged. You can't, it costs you much, you can't afford it, and you don't know how to market. Onpassive, like I said 1,000 times, Onpassive will be CPR, life support, and actually build these companies that are struggling. I believe it without a doubt. I never believed Onpassive is, I know they're not out to conquer and destroy anyone. Now, there'll be some direct people or direct companies that we're doing something that pretty much like what they have, and ours is going to be better. I mean, that's just part of life. But the talk from Mr. Mubara ever since I've known him wasn't, oh, we're going to destroy this, we're going to take them over. That's not him. In fact, he built the company so that an individual can come in and change his life forever, his or her life, and their family's life. A small business can come in and not only rejuvenate, but thrive and build and get bigger and bigger and bigger. A medium-sized business, same thing. And I don't care if you're a large business. It can save you money and make you even bigger. Now, I mean that. And if you really took the time, here's what you got to do. Stop worrying about what you don't know. Stop worrying about, well, I can't and we won't and I don't know how to, and what's asking it. Listen, anxiety is a waste of time. Fear is a waste. Anxiety is a freaking waste. Ashwipar's got all this. His people's got it. He's in this do it or die. He's not joking. Okay? So, if you don't have to worry about that part, start worrying about what you can do. Are you ready? Are you doing it? I've had people come to me a few times, not me directly, but indirectly. I don't know if I'm going to pay. I don't know if I want to go, I'm going to wait and see what happens. Listen, I'm going to say this, and this is from Marty Degarmo, not the company. The company would never say this. I'm saying it. You don't want to pay, don't. If you have to go to somebody and be talked into paying, you probably shouldn't pay. The company's not desperate for you to pay. Don't pay. But if you believed in what we see and what's going on, I don't have to tell you to pay. That's my point. If you know that you're not asking anybody anything, why would you ask something if you knew? Hey, I got a gold mine here. If I go in and I dig, I'm going to get gold. I don't know if I'm going to use my shovel. That's stupid. Do it or don't do it. But don't talk people into doing it. That's great. We're way, way past that. And here's what I want to tell people. Look at what has been done. Don't worry about what we're going to do. Go back a year and a half. No more than that. Don't go all the way back. Just go a year and a half. What has this company done? And what foundation have they built to prove everything I just said? Massive. Right now they're doing it. Somebody, somewhere, hundreds of people probably are building your business. And if you're sitting back worried about a very small view in your mind of what's possible, you're wasting your time. And if you're worried about anxiety and I don't know if this and I don't know if that, do not pay, back off, sit down, go fishing, and when you know, come back. But I'm saying, what a waste that would be. You're in something bigger than life. Bigger than life. But I can't make you say it, and I don't want to. I don't believe in talking somebody into something. They couldn't do it since the first man walked on the planet, and you're not going to do it 100 years from now. People that see it saw it. If they see it, they'll see it. If they hear, they'll hear it. That's it. And move on. I hear people say, I got people and they're not listening. Okay, so what? My family thinks I'm an idiot. All of our family thinks we're idiots. That's not unique. Your family thinks they know everything. I know that. It's the same for everybody. Get in. We know what we did. We built a huge family. And I believe, and Mike, I know believes, and he'll be talking, anything in Onpassive is possible. Work it. You try to beat Onpassive, and you let me know, hey, I want this and this, and I can't get it because of Onpassive. You cannot. I'll never believe that. Anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Mike because I've already talked for 12 minutes. We have, how many people here? 400 people. Thank you. Anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Mike for a while and relax.
Yeah, no, that's perfect, Marty. And really, I'm going to tail off of everything you've said, and I want to start. Understand that Onpassive is a business. It is your business, and there are things within Onpassive you need to do. And when you come to Onpassive, you really need to have clarity and knowledge. And there's an old saying, "My people die for lack of knowledge." You need the knowledge that Marty is giving you today. You need the knowledge of Onpassive, and it's continually, it's always going out there. And I really want to touch on what Mr. Mufara said last Wednesday. And I know most of you heard what Mr. Mufara said on Marty's and Chris's and Red's 360. But a lot of people, they did not get it. And that's where the clarity comes in. That's where the knowledge comes in. Once you understand what Onpassive is doing, it's just a done deal. And Marty talked about understanding from about a year and a half ago to today. That's really, really important. But understanding what's happening now, right in front of your eyes. Once you understand that, it's just a done deal, as Mr. Mufara says often. This is a done deal. You know, when Ash came on last Wednesday and he talked about people coming in and buying OConnect, there are a lot of reasons why you want to buy OConnect. But I want to get into what Mr. Mufara talked about. Onpassive has taken care of the pay processor within Onpassive. And I know this is rote for a lot of you, but a lot of people don't know this. And that's why I'm going over it. I have people call me with all kinds of problems that they're having. And Mr. Mufara explained all of it. You don't need to have any questions. He came on and he told us, listen, the pay processor is working really, really well. Today, there is a short window where you can go in and pay for OConnect and it'll go through. If you miss that window, it will not go through. And I've had many people call me, it did not go through, and they start the barrage of solutions that they're going to bring to the table. And all of them are bad. The first thing they do is they call support, and support gives them a really, really good response, but it's very long, and when people read it, they just get confused. Do not call support about this stuff. It's not necessary. Mr. Mufara told us that the window would be very narrow starting out with, and then over the course of the next days and weeks, exponentially, it is going to get wider and wider and wider and wider. So those individuals coming in and their payment does not go through, just chill out. Just wait a few days and try it in a day or two or three. Mr. Mufara is not going to leave anybody behind. He's going to give everybody enough time. He's going to give the pay processors enough time to expand the amount of volume that they can take. So everybody, and I mean everybody, is going to be able to come in and buy OConnect. When you buy OConnect, Onpassive goes to work for you. Really is that simple. So don't worry about when you pay for OConnect, whether it's today, tomorrow, next week. It's going to get done, and it's because the volume that the processors can handle is going to increase more and more and more and more. Okay. I know this is routine. I know this is rude, but it needs to be told because there are a lot of people that don't get this. Once Mr. Mufara got done with that, he started talking about the rest of the month in the rest of December. And this is December 1st right now. If you understand what's going to be happening in the month of December, you should be dancing on the roof. What Ash told us last window was extraordinary. You know, it's really, really funny, and you don't hear half of this stuff. If there's a little glitch within Onpassive, what does Mr. Mufara do? He doesn't come out and talk about it. He just goes to his team, whether it's in Hyderabad, whether it's a financial team in Dubai, wherever it is. He goes to the team. He goes, okay, guys, we have a problem. Now, 5 years ago, they would come back and they go, well, we can't fix that problem. Well, Mr. Mufara is taking care of that. He doesn't have anybody today that doesn't have his mindset. If there's a problem, we can fix it. There's nothing we can't fix. And because of that, because he has such a talented team in Hyderabad, in Dubai, all around the world, they address the problem, they find a solution, they implement the solution. We don't get to see that, but we can see it with the pay processor because the pay processor right now is working like a gem. But when we start to think about what's going to be happening in December, Mr. Mufara, he talked about, number one, everybody's going to be able to come in and buy OConnect. That's not a problem. That's going to happen. But what's going to happen after that? There will be a line drawn in the sand for those individuals that have come in and bought OConnect. And then from there, Mr. Mufara is going to start distributing those individuals that have come in, bought OConnect, and they're in a holding tank. And that holding tank, I'm not sure how many people are there, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, I don't know. But he's going to distribute those individuals in our team. Now, when I say that, most people, they really don't have a clue how that's going to affect their lives, how that's going to affect their bottom line. It is extraordinary what's going to be happening to everybody. I won't get into numbers on this webinar with Marty, and I just won't go there today. But I'll tell you, the numbers are so extraordinary, your mind can't comprehend them. And if you listen to Marty and I in other webinars, whether it's Julie Pierre, whether it's Comfort, whether it's some of the other webinars that are out there, we've talked about this. And usually when we talk about this, people are just dumbfounded. They're absolutely silent. But those individuals are going to be placed underneath those early bird affiliates that are in Onpassive. And again, it could be 2, 3, 4, 5 million people. That's really not the big deal. Mr. Mufareh has not talked about some of the things that are going to be happening in 2024, January, February. He did talk about 2 or 3 other products coming out within December. Again, every time he comes out with another product, it's another stream of revenue. And everything I'm saying pertains to what's going to happen in your organization and your financial bottom line. And again, you can start playing with the numbers. They get very, very big, very, very quickly. Marty talked about that last night for about 2 seconds. That's about 10 seconds. That's how long it took him to talk about it. And the whole audience was just quiet. That's how big the numbers are. They're absolutely massive. But as we listen to Mr. Mufareh, as we listen to what he's talking about, what's happening in December, you can't listen to Mr. Mufareh and not know you're in the right place at the right time. And again, you have to have clarity and knowledge. And if you don't have that, it's really, really hard to do the things you need to do. And I can tell you, I'll give you an example. And Marty talks about a lot of things, and he'll go over a lot of things over several days. It's so important that he and Chris and Red and some of the other individuals do that. When I was younger, I was listening to a gentleman who was teaching, and it was a really, really cool concept. And he got done with his diatribe, and he said, "Okay, does everybody understand that?" And the people around me raised their hands. I did not understand a thing he said. I needed him to go over it again. He did not. He went on. The people that got it, got it. The people that didn't. It took me 10 years to understand that concept. And at the end of that 10 years, when I understood the concept, my only thought was, I wish I had gotten this 10 years ago. It's why it's important for Marty and the rest of the early bird affiliates come on and repeat some of the things of Onpassive. Some people it takes longer to get, and it's really, really important that everybody gets it. You know, Mr. Mufareh's goal is not to leave anybody behind. But I can tell you, if you bypass learning what's right in front of you right now, if you don't bring clarity to the situation, if you don't get the knowledge that you need to have, Onpassive will fly by you, because right now they're running at breakneck speed. The things that are going to be happening in December, we kind of have an understanding what that's going to be. What's going to be happening in January, February of 2024, what I've just talked about pales into comparison to what's coming. And that's why when Marty talks about dreaming, coming into Onpassive and starting to dream bigger, because whatever you dream, it's not big enough within Onpassive. The capacity, the unlimitedness of Onpassive is something that I've never seen before, and neither have you. I'm not even sure Mr. Mufareh a year ago understood where we were going to be today. He does today. I believe he knows things that well, one of the things is the ash bomb he's going to share with us. He knows things that we don't know yet. And when they come out, it is just going to blow you away. It's going to change your life. So when we think about Onpassive, understand that what we do today, it's necessary. we need to repeat and repeat and repeat so that people will understand where they are, get the clarity they need, and not have any doubts coming into Onpassive. And as Marty said, once you get to that place, you're just in. It's a done deal. It's going to happen. If you don't have the patience to come in and learn what you need to do, yeah, go someplace else. It's okay, because eventually you're going to be back. You're going to be using Onpassive. You're going to be using the tools of Onpassive. It's just the way it is. That's how good Onpassive is. But come on in. Continue to listen to Marty and Chris and Red. Continue to listen to Robin. There are so many other good individuals out there that talk about Onpassive, whether it's Comfort, whether it's Julie Pierre, there's just a lot of them. Come in and continue to learn. And when you do that, you're going to get to that place where it's just a done deal. You know what's coming. At least you have an idea of what's coming. It's really, really big. And you'll just wake up with a smile on your face. You'll be on the roof dancing. Your life is going to change in major, major ways. Marty, I'll turn it back over to you, and we can kind of go wherever you want to go, Marty.
No, very good. I'll tell you the only thing that probably I get concerned of over Onpassive, that ass has to go through all this crap. I'm not concerned over where we're going to be, because I think we're going to be somewhere that you could only dream of. I don't think you could find a genie bottle on the beach and rub that pig and come up with something better than Onpassive. I really don't. I don't think I could have imagined, even when we were looking, my dog's here, even when we were looking, I thought towards the end, what we're looking for doesn't exist. Okay, I really did. I thought. In fact, Mike and us, we talked about maybe trying our own business, something small, really small. But then how far can you go? We didn't have the budget. We didn't have the know-how. You'd have to hire people. Anyway. But to come into Onpassive, and I have never, and I've said this before, I say everything before, but I'm going to say it again. I never came into a business that lasted, and this is with Mike and Dan, and this is before that too. I never went into a business that lasted more than 3 months. Or by the time 3 months came up, we left because it wasn't what they said it was. So imagine rebuilding and rebranding every 90 days. And it takes you a month and a half to brand it correctly. So we never got going. There was nothing. And even when we were doing okay, it started, we could have made money, we're making a little money, it felt dirty because we couldn't bring anybody with us. And I'm hearing people tell these other people, poor people that don't understand marketing at all, you're doing great. You keep that up and you're going to be rich. And I'm thinking, you liar. If you keep that up, you're going to be broke and you're going to be older than you are now. That's what they could have said, because that's the truth. So when you're in that kind of field, and this is what hurt me and Mike and Dan the most, I know it for a fact. The more you know, the more corrupt it is. That's the saddest thing of all. You think when you shove your snow, you get it off the pavement, you say, oh, that looks good. In MLM, you shove the snow and there's crap underneath it. I mean, it never gets better. It's just, oh my God, I didn't know that. Oh, okay, well, we can overcome. That's what we kept telling them. But we'll do something to make that different. We'll do that to make it different. But when the game is rigged, I don't care if you got a new bat. I don't care if you have a new glove. I don't care if you can hit a fastball, a curveball. If the game is rigged, you lose. And Ashley Farr made a game that you always hit a grand slam. You can hit any pitch, and the game is our game. The game was created by Mr. Mupara. And the game said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take all these people that spent 20, 10, 15 years marketing and thousands of dollars, even these guys are so-called freaking gurus, and I'm going to make all the people that were abused under them, I'm going to make them heroes. I'm going to make them superstars. I'm going to make it so that guy or that woman that knows nothing about marketing to be a marketing expert. Why? You point, you direct, you drag, and you paste, and you will be financially independent. eventually. My opinion. I don't talk about anything for the company. I'm going by my experience, 20 years, 19 years this year, over 19, going on my 20th year, full-time online. This company will set you free. If you're watching this for the first time, you say, who is this freaking maniac? I am a maniac, but I'm telling you, I have never, ever, ever seen anything with the potential of Onpassive. And I'm willing to bet, only because you will not believe how many people approach me daily to do business with them. No joke. And of course, they want that full name. Marty Mike Dan. I don't know why they think that's one person, because that's a crazy name. Yeah, how about Marty Mike Dan? I call it Marty Mike Dan. That's Marty Degarmo. I'm like, anyway, and I think, are you kidding? Any other business we were in for 19 years, if somebody brought up something, there's always that little bit like, maybe that's what we're looking for. It had to be, because we weren't really satisfied with what we're in. Now, you're wasting your time. You could hand me $1 million. No joke. Do it. I call anybody up. Come to my door. So I will give you a check for $1 million if you leave Onpassive. And God is my witness, I would not do it. Can you say that? Anybody out there watching, even next week, 6 years from now, $1 million cash, no taxes. Boom, it's yours here. Bite me. I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't mess with it. I'm not kidding. Because you're taking a pay cut. My opinion, in the long run, you got Amazon made 40,000 millionaires. They weren't trying. Mr. Mufara built a company where he's trying to take the wealth in the world. Like he said, we don't create wealth. He just created an AI rake that rakes wealth in different directions. It's called Onpassive. We're all going to have our own pile of wealth. Beautiful. It'll change the country. It'll put the world upside down. We will own it. I understand that now. I didn't get that at first. I sat there like that idiot in the back of a car just bobbing my head. I didn't get it. I get it now. I have a really good idea only from what I know. So if there's more stacking of the cool, like Mr. Mufara says, my head's going to blow off my shoulders. I guarantee it. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to add that. We could go. I just want everybody, listen, I don't care if I'm at 10,000 feet and Onpassive is at 50,000 feet. The view I got, it blows me away. And why the heck are you looking up there when you got Build Your Dreams right in front of you? It doesn't make sense. Well, what if this, and how about next Wednesday we might be dead next Wednesday. I mean, I hate to say that, but you have no guarantee of anything. We do have a guarantee. We've seen what's happening. We know where we are. Grab that and tear it up. Mike, back to you, and then I'll shut it down.
Yeah. No, Marty, a lot to add to that. You used a baseball analogy, Marty, and I want to talk about one that I had with a gentleman I talked to 2 days ago, and he came on. He was having problems buying O Connect, which I just went over. Not a big deal. It'll happen. And we got done. He was fine. He understood everything. And then he said, Mike, what if they throw me a curveball? And this is a perfect analogy of Onpassive. What if this company, what if my bank, what if whoever throws me a curveball? And I told him, I said, listen, we are Onpassive. If they throw us a curveball, we'll learn how to hit a curve. Really is that simple. And that is Ash Mufara. We find problems, we find the solutions to the problems, we implement them, and we introduce them to the world. That's what Mr. Mufara does. And I want to talk about Mr. Mufara just for a second. and Marty talked about all the slings and arrows that he has to go through. When Mr. Mufara comes on, he always looks good. He always looks good. He really does. But occasionally you'll see him come on and you can tell he's a little bit tired. These are things you and I do not have to deal with. Mr. Mufara has made this company for us. But when he comes on and you see that, the last 48 hours he has not slept. He's been in meetings from meeting to meeting to meeting to meeting. dealing with whatever issues this massive company has. And there are always issues with Onpassive. There always will be. It's so big. It's evolving every day. Things are changing every day. And Mr. Mufareh has to deal with all of those things. But when you look at Mr. Mufareh, he's always in a good mood. He's always positive. He understands that his team is going to take care of any problems that arise. And you need to understand, Onpassive has taken care of these issues for us. You know, Marty, Dan, and I, we've been doing this a very, very long time. Marty's been doing it about 80 years. I've been doing it about 70 years. We don't look that old, but we are. And we know some of the problems that people have when they come on and try and market online. Mr. Mufareh has taken care of all that stuff. The biggest problem that most people have when they come online is traffic. Close behind that is content. Close behind that is the skill set to do those things. When you look at the traffic of Onpassive, you know, we talk about Onpassive and the traffic source that are going to offer to us that we can come in and buy traffic. But we really don't understand what went in to develop that traffic. Mr. Mufareh, get this. Mr. Mufareh, well, he's been working on it for 20 years to develop traffic sources. He's been doing this a very, very long time. The Onpassive traffic, they've been working on it for 2, 3, 4 years. This is not happening overnight. This is not happening in a month or two. This has been happening for years. He did that for us. The products of Onpassive, digital transformation, all of us are online. We have a digital company. We work online. Digital transformation is something we're all going through right now. Because of the products of Onpassive, that digital transformation is very, very simple. It's not hard to do because of what Mr. Mufareh and his team in Hyderabad have done. It's easy, easy, easy. I say it's easy now, but 15 years ago, it was a bear. And it took us years and years to learn how to do what we do and how to do it well. It's not an easy thing to do. And Marty said it earlier, because of what Mr. Mufareh has done, you can come into Onpassive in 2 or 3 weeks, you're an expert at marketing. That cannot be said of any other company. Again, look at what Mr. Mufareh is doing. Look at the time he spends working for us. And really, he is working for us. What he's doing for us so that when we come online, he knows if you actually engage, if you do the things you need to do, you will be successful over time. And when I say over time, it's never a week, a month, or a year. That's not it. To develop wealth, it takes time. Within Onpassive, I think it's 2, 3, 4 years. That's it. But if you're 22 years old, you're coming into Onpassive, and Onpassive is going to go to work for you. And that's a whole different conversation, what they're actually going to be doing for you. If you're 22, by the time you're 26, you don't have to worry about finances. I don't know any other company, any other career that an individual can do, and in that short of time, get to a place where they don't worry about finances. And again, this is my opinion. As Marty said, this is what we believe. This is what we're seeing within Onpassive. So as you look at Mr. Mufareh come on and talk to us, come on with gratitude. If you don't have that, get in front of Marty and I. Will kick you in the butt. You'll get that gratitude, and believe me, your life is going to get better. You need to be grateful for what's happening in front of you right now, because it is extraordinary. It does not happen. This is unique. This is rare. You will not find this anyplace else. So I just wanted to add that real quickly, Marty, and I'll turn it back over to you. And yeah, we'll go as long as you want.
Yeah, I'll keep looking because I know Red's got to come on. Hey, one thing I just saw something in the post here. Somebody said, well, they'd be getting traffic from me. Let me emphasize this. Now, this will be probably a few thousand times I've said this, and I want you to wrap your head around this. In Onpassive, what link do you see the most? Onpassive.com. It's been branded for a couple of years now. It's getting bigger and bigger, and people are knowing it. It's getting bigger and bigger, and it's unbelievable. Well, it's not my link. Well, yes, it is. Every time somebody goes to Onpassive.com and they sign up, they're going to be part of somebody's team in Onpassive as a founder, or whatever name we wind up with later. So when you want to know, are people being part of you? Yes, every second of the day. Okay, every second of the day. And listen, the company came out and said, we're just going to give you traffic. No, it's probably not legal. It's probably not a smart thing to do. But we buy packages. You pay for this, you pay for that. And part of that deal is traffic is coming. Nobody, I'm going to say this again, no one can enter into Onpassive. I don't care if it's the Duke of Earl. I don't care if it's Gladys Knight or the Pips. You can't come in unless it's under a founder. Wrap your head around that. I'm going to tell you one story I know for a fact that happened many times. Get in an MLM. I always made it a point to find out who's running it. Didn't do me any good until the last time, which was Ask Me Far. That worked out pretty well. But I find out, well, actually it does help because it makes you, within 90 days, we would leave once we found out the person was a crook or not legal. Well, what was I going to say? I lost my own train of thought. You believe that? Anyway, doesn't matter. What I want to say is, believe what you have. Mr. Mufaro's here for us. He's like Mike said, all of the heavy lifting. Wouldn't it be nice you walk out, you look like a bodybuilder, but you don't have to lift any weight? That's Onpassive. You're a bodybuilder and you don't have to lift any weight. Ashton's team's lifting the weight. You're an expert marketer and you don't have to learn how to market. Ashton's team are marketing. You have to brand your business. You don't have to brand. Why? Ashton's branding your business. All he says is, keep the faith. Chris Johnson asked him in a webinar. I'll never forget this as long as I live. Ash, what can we do as affiliates, founders in the business? I hate to use that word founders, but that's the name we have right now. Founders in the business, because I'm not a founder. I don't pay anything. I don't pay the electric. But let's say, what can we do? And you know what he said? Be happy. Have the faith. Be there. And I'll take care of you. We're going to do everything else. And to sit back and worry, and if Ash doesn't show up in 7 days, the sky is falling. Come on. If you listen, the last founder that ever came into this company was a year ago in June, July, August, September, October, November, December. A year and a half. 18 months ago. Unless you're completely incoherent, look at what's happened, look where we're at. And anytime there's a little bit of doubt, I'm going to end on this. Anytime there's this is what I wanted to say. Anytime there's a little bit of doubt, remember this. 2 things. Ask Mufara and Onpassive. If you put those 2 together, you should have no anxiety. When are we going to get Ask Mufara? When do we think this is going to happen? Ask Mufara. Do you think they're looking up? Ask Mufara. Well, the answer's there. That's why don't worry about it. I have people call me and they want me to be anxious. Marty, I don't know. I'm worried. What do you think? Really? What do you think I think? Well, I think you're fine. Right. So go to somebody else. I'm not good at dodging anxiety. I don't like it. It doesn't feel good. It's yucky. Go to somebody else. But I'm telling you, there's no reason to be that way. Form a team, get to the meetings, look, you could go to trivia. You don't even have to answer any questions. I know, I do it every night. It's just fun to be with people that are part of your extended family. But anyway, Mike, if you don't have anything else, say goodbye. I'm going to wrap it up then.
I do have a couple things, Marty, just very, very quickly. Number one, trivia. It's not just trivia. It's the conversation after trivia that'll blow your mind away. That's why you want to go to trivia. It's the conversation we have after that, and it's really, really cool. But I want to talk about how people come in and how they start their engine with Onpassive. If you're an affiliate in Onpassive, you have to come in and BioConnect. Here's what I get. I only get it once, but here's what I get. I tell them, okay, you have to come in, you have to get your free membership, you can use the free tools, but in order for Onpassive to go to work for you, you have to start your engine. How do you do that? You BioConnect. They go, aha, I got you. There's the catch. You want me to BioConnect. That's what I've heard. Not very often, but occasionally I'll get that. And then I say, okay, yes, you have to BioConnect. Remember, Onpassive has about 2-3 million people on the side right now that they're going to put underneath those individuals, those affiliates within Onpassive. The first individual that lands underneath you, you get 100% commission, i.e., you're not having to get paid for OConnect. Does that help you? Now, 99% of the time they say, yeah, that helps me. When they say that, no, that doesn't help, I tell them to be gone. Go away. I don't want to talk to you. Onpassive is giving you a business for literally nothing, and they're doing the work. They're making sure you get that first individual under you. You get 100% commission, and then it's just cake from there on. So I wanted to put that out there. Yeah, you do have to come in, start your interview. You do have to buy OConnect, but that first sale, you get 100% commission, which pays for what you pay for OConnect. Done deal. That is Ash Bufara. That is Onpassive. Unheard of. Unheard of. When Ash told me that, I was so giddy. I was giddy for a week. People couldn't talk to me. That's how good it is. Marty, back to you. You can shut it down, and we'll let Red come on. We won't get into his time frame.
Oh my God, Mike, you had to bring that up. Listen, guys, real quick. Can you imagine your first commission is 100%? What the freak? Like Mike said, and I'm thinking while he was saying you're talking to somebody, if you add that at the end and make a business out of it, it depends on who you're talking to. Like I told my granddaughter, Alexis, she has an account. I showed her OConnect. She said, oh my God, that's so cool. Yeah, you have one. Oh, I think you can invite your friends and go on here and do whatever you want. I'm not kidding. We're going to get when we get the young people in, it's over. Because my grandchildren are tech giants, okay? I know that sounds ridiculous, but I mean, they know stuff you would not, a shorty can do anything. Alexis is amazing. She grabs something, oh, I can hook it to that, and I'll hook it to this, and I can, okay. I'm like, all right. But that's the generation that's going to come in here. But anyway, yeah, the first commission 100%. And then he paid 25% to people. Oh, it's just crazy. Anyway, I got to go because I'm going to hurt myself. And I got to get Chris back here because Mike's going to kill me. I'm just kidding. Very good, Mike. Thank you. I miss Chris. Everybody's praying for Chris. He's a dump truck. He's going to be fine.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Yeah. Onpassive cannot go without Chris Johnson. Okay, remember that. So anyway, over 508 people. It's actually growing. That's kind of strange. Anyway, we're going to go. Thank you, everybody. Mike will be back. Don't worry about that. We talk every day. It's just sometimes we talk on screen. That's what we did today. We're talking on screen. This is what we talk about. Anyway, see you all. God bless. I mean that.
See ya.